Oh, no problem, brother. We're back, man. We ready to get into it. We're gonna let everybody pop up in this stream. And I just want before we start, man, I want everybody, if you got any questions for DT3, the the Boon Man, just go ahead and give him the question. What's up, Gus? Give him questions, anything that you want to know right off top before we get started. We got a few topics, and we just want to go over. If there's anything anybody want to address, DT3, if you want to address anything real quick. Eduardo Garcia, I see you. And everybody hit the like button. I see everybody coming in. Go ahead and hit the like button. Anybody got any questions?
What's up, little Chris girl, man? She be popping in my live streams, man. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Oh, she's a real one. Look, Chris girl, you got any questions for DT3, the Boom Man? And I see you, Eduardo. That's right. Hit the like buttons. Everybody hit the like buttons. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving. And the first thing we got to address, it doesn't look like anybody got any questions right off the bat. Look, Chris girl says, address to all the haters why you not doing the debate. DT3, go ahead and get these people.
Well, the reason why I'm not doing a debate is, for one, it's all a game from my boy. He just want to play a game. He's not trying to debate me one-on-ones. And what he failed to realize, people also fail to realize is people that try to act like they smart or show that they so smart, they're really not that smart. And he was trying so hard to get me to, bite on little stuff and, be really emotional and all that. So I wanted to see if he was really going to debate me boxing, or was he just trying to pick at me and play games? And all he wanted to do was pick at me, play games, and set up the narrative and all that BS. He wasn't even going to be honest and really debate me. What he was trying to do is get one of his friends to come in, because he thought me and you was going to jump on. But he failed to realize that you was just going to basically be the non-biased mediator that we both are, and he thought we was going to jump on him, so he felt the need to get his boy. But the debate is not between me, him, and his boy. The debate is just between me and him, not me, you, and him.
Absolutely. And I agree with you, DT, because you know what? I've had him on my channel on a debate before, and not one time did I ever jump on him. I just hit him with facts. That's all it was. It was never disrespectful, never out of order. So the fact that he coming at you in a way, on YouTube, and you can tell by the way he acts, you can tell by the way he moves, that there's no way he would ever say anything that disrespectful to your face, because he know what would happen. He knows better.
Yeah, he knows better. I mean, it's all good. We can spar anytime, we can feel free, you know what I'm saying? But I said that, let me be clear. The reason why I said that, because a lot of people think I said that because I was just being emotional. He got to me, made me so mad. No, I said that because I saw one of his videos where I guess he wasn't directed it towards me personally, but I guess he felt the need to prove that he ain't no punk, and, he ain't afraid to see nobody and all that farfanickle. And if anybody try to step to him, don't get it twisted. He can wrestle, he can't box and all that shit. So I'm like, so why are you talking so reckless like you just that dude, and you're not really that dude?
And that's what, and he's always talking about being in the gym, and he's always talking about working out. But the one thing he has to realize that your chin can't do sit-ups, so you need to keep your mouth on lock.
Yeah, so just be cool. And also, he has a lack of integrity. And when he told you that if Mikey went past 5 rounds, that he was going to give you your respect, he didn't do that. So basically, that also shows me that, let's say he has some small little point over me. He makes one little thing a bigger point to me, to everyone, than I do, right? He'll use that small little window to make a whole 5, 10, 15-minute video about how he supposedly bodied me and made me look bad and all that shit. And it's like, that's not real. That's not real journalism. That's just you looking for a reason to get your own little clout. And I'm not doing this for cut. He's doing this for subscribers. I'm not. I'm just doing this for boxing.
And that's abundantly clear, because you know what? What's real, you don't have to chase. You don't have to clout chase. What's real just shows up. You haven't been even doing this long, and you've already doubled or tripled the subscribers he got. And the fact that he debated with me doubled his subscribers. So at the end of the day, he's clout chasing. He's trying to latch on to anybody that hate us. to build up his brand and his channel and his trash narrative. But at the end of the day, what's real, people will gravitate to regardless of whatever the situation is. You're right. He didn't honor the bet. Look, here's the thing about the Spence Garcia thing. We made a bet. I said, win or lose, it's on tape. Anybody can go back. Everybody hit the like button. I got 30 people in here. I need more people on the like button. And
hit that like button.
And if you ain't subscribed to DT3 the Boon Man, go over to his channel right now. Subscribe. He's the NBBC in the building. This is unbiased boxing talk. You're not gonna get better than this. You're not gonna get realer than this. If you want the truth, you're only gonna get it from the NBBC. Period. But yeah, we made a bet, and then I told him, I said, win or lose, Mikey Garcia. You know, if he goes past 5 rounds, you got to slap yourself on camera. And he went past 5 rounds. He didn't slap himself on camera. That's what he should have did. That's pretty much point blank it. But I've got a lot of questions coming in, DT. So the first one that we got from Sergio Gomez for you is, what's your opinion on David Benavidez?
David Benavidez, I mean, I think he's good. Yeah. I think he has the potential to be undisputed. The only person I think that's going to give him some issues is my boy Khalid. Yeah. I'm not sleeping on Khalid. I'm not going, shit on Khalid. He's the type of dude that, he got something to fight for, and he's not willing, and he got skill, and he got a chin. He willing to take something. He got heart. He got more heart than a chin, though. Sometimes that chin don't keep you up, but that heart gets you going. So, but I give my boy Khalid, he'll give him a run.
That's a good one. And then we got another one for you. We have another question, and this question is going to come from Alan DiCaprio. The 30-day weigh-ins for Canelo is 168. 30-day weigh-in for Danny Jacobs is 175. Your thoughts, DT3? That's interesting. 30 days out?
30 days out? Because what they fighting at 60?
Yep.
Canelo is ready. Danny, but he looked good. Last time I seen him hitting the mitts on Fight Hub TV, he looked real. He looked this slim. He looked like he was on par. So don't tell me he draining himself to fight Canelo. Don't tell me that.
Well, it might just be water weight too, though. That's what I'm thinking. He could just be retaining a lot of water, staying hydrated, and maybe it's just a deceptive 175. Like
it gotta be.
It gotta be that.
Because he looked good. Like, if you look at Danny Jacobs training, hitting the mitts, when you look at his open workouts, Danny looked good. He looked better than he's ever looked to me. He don't look like he out of shape. He don't look like he looks sharp. He looked good. So, where is the 175 at? He looked like he on par with his weight.
He does.
What's going on?
He looks about 170. Let's break down the Canelo Jacobs fight. For most people that don't understand, I got a lot of subs that tell me, I guess they lean towards Canelo mostly. If I did a poll, they'll probably say 60-40 Canelo. But I think that's not an easy fight. I got so much respect for Danny Jacobs. I honestly think it's a 50-50 fight straight down the line. I think Danny Jacobs can do so many things Triple G just simply can't. And I rate Triple G high, but I just think Danny Jacobs got so many skills, and he's big, and he's strong. The guy's a problem for anybody. He could beat Canelo, but I think Canelo could beat him too. I think they're just varying styles is going to make this fight interesting. What's your thought on the Canelo Jacobs?
I think, in all honesty, and a lot of people may disagree, but I think Danny hit harder than Triple G. Ooh. If you look at all Triple G's fights that, like when he fought Canelo, his face was all beat up and all that. Triple G did not want to take those type of shots from Danny. He wasn't willing to trade with Danny. If you look at the fight, every time Danny started to throw, Triple G wanted no smoke. He wanted no parts of that.
That's true.
Triple G showed in the Danny Jacobs fight that he's a flat-footed boxer.
Ooh.
Flat-footed, but he can still box. He just be flat-footed as hell.
That's a hot take.
Yeah. So I think Canelo is going to feel that within the first 3 rounds, if not the first 2. He going to feel like Danny got he's a lot stronger. He's going to be a lot stronger than the dude he just fought. He's going to be stronger than the dude he just fought at 68.
That's true.
So it's going to be a different fight. He's not going to be wanting to take like that shot that they keep playing back on Twitter, how Canelo took that right hand from Triple G and shook his head. No, you ain't taking that from Danny, dog. That's happening.
And I think it's going to be a good fight because Danny's so strong. Plus, Danny can box really good. But the thing about Canelo is that I've seen Danny take some shots that he shouldn't have took from a Selecki, and that worries me from Danny's standpoint. Which I think that Canelo's going to be able to take advantage of that. That's why I think it's such a close fight. It's going to come down to who chins hold-ups the better and who makes the best adjustments down the stretch. Because I think it's going to be a close fight early. It's just going to be a chess match. But who chins hold up the best and, you know, who can make the better adjustments. That's really what it's going to come down to. And Danny Jacobs has plain out stated that he's going for the knockout. That's what he's going. And I think that could be a mistake if you go to try to knock out Canelo because you're going to walk into a lot of counters.
Yeah, Canelo is going to counter him if he just tries to go in there and try to bulldoze. I mean, Canelo he's learned how to be better defensively over time, especially after fighting arguably the best defensive fighter of all time in Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. So, but one thing I have to say, because I feel you about his last fight where he was kind of beat up or whatnot, but dude knew Jacobs. They used to spar. They're sparring partners, so he know him.
Oh yeah.
So he got a better feel for what he can and can't do, you know. So he had a better idea. Canelo's never been in there with him before. He's never sparred him, so he don't know. And that was another reason probably what made Canelo feel a lot more confident about fighting Triple G, because they've sparred before, and they sparred when Canelo was so young, and he's a lot better now. And Triple G is a little bit older, so I'm sure I don't think Triple G's skill set changed too much. And I think that's what people failed to realize about Canelo. Canelo was still really young. He was still growing, and kind of Triple G was still in his place where he was kind of just set in stone, you know. I mean, leopard don't change his spots. He is what he is, and he kind of just been that. And I think Canelo saw that, and we all have seen that over time. But I think the reason why Danny got kind of beat up the way he did, because dude knew him, and I think Canelo is still going to have his issues with him for a minute at first, because you got to remember fights, you know, you only as good as your last fight, and I think Danny got better from his last fight, and he know what he up against too. So he's not going to make the same mistakes that he made in his last fight against Canelo.
I agree. And Boxing Monster says Jacobs has a brittle chin. He went down from a Triple G punch, and he was overweight versus Triple G. The only thing, Boxing Monster, I can see some argument for that, but then I can see arguments against it, because I think that Jacobs got a better chin than what people realize. I thought it was more of a push than a knockdown, or I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. I could be wrong.
Okay, how about this, Boxing Monster? Did it happen again?
Not at all.
Did it happen again?
That's a good point. Hey, hit that like button.
Did he not adjust button? Did he not adjust to what happened? Did it happen? Did he knock him down again? Did he catch him off guard? Let me know what's going on.
And then this is out to the LDBC haters. And thank you, DMR, for stating this. He got a question, DT. He said, is the zone going to last in the USA? As we in the UK, we don't know how well it's going. What are your thoughts on the zone, DT?
The zone is really doing their thing right now, especially when you got Golden Boy Promotions involved with them. They're Mexican. Mexicans are huge in boxing. People fail to realize that. You know, they keep shitting. The LDBC keep shitting on Mexican fighters and all that for whatever reason. But anyway, with the fact that they got Canelo, see, they fail to look at who they got. Look at their lineup. Yep. They got Canelo, who is basically the athlete making the most money in all sports, not just boxing. We talking about boxing. Yep. We talking about all sports. Canelo, it's set in granite in stone. Sports Center, all the shit. Canelo Alvarez has the biggest contract right now in sports history. Nobody got making more money than him. Then they got Ryan Garcia, who got millions of followers, and he's selling out venues like it's nothing. Yeah. Who's selling out venues on PBC, right?
Okay, who's selling out venues on PBC? The Charlo's not. So we know the Charlos aren't doing it. We know Tank Davis couldn't do it without an opponent, and so he needed Abner Modest, and they needed to bring that to LA to try to get that done. And so we're not seeing anybody. Errol Spence sold out one venue, and that was in Dallas, in the Frisco, I think, in the Star. And that was a home case showing fight, and that was only 13,000 seats, so that wasn't like a big stadium or anything like that. And that was one time, so it's really difficult to sell out for PBC fighters because the promotion they're getting isn't right. And then DAZN really has a lot of the stars. They have Danny Jacobs, they have Demetrius Andre, they have Canelo Alvarez, they have a lot of people that people want to see fight. That's really what they want to see. But now I got another question for you, DT. Now, everybody, if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. If you have not went over to DT3, the Boom Man's channel, go over to his channel, subscribe, because you got to make sure that you get this truth from the NBBC.
All day, every day.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. I read something online the other day, and it was basically saying that Deontay Wilder reached out to Vladimir Klitschko, and because he thought his camp, because they thought that Vladimir Klitschko was making a legitimate return, Klitschko said never say never, but he's not looking to make a return right now. But he reached out to him to try to make a fight just in case he was trying to return. What does that say to you about Deontay Wilder's state of what he's trying to do? Because if you're looking to fight a Klitschko coming off retirement, but all these LDBC fanboys want to criticize Anthony Joshua for beating a younger Klitschko at a better time, like I don't understand that.
Wilder want to get Klitschko on his resume. Klitschko, he's doing the same. He's going to do the same thing with Klitschko that he tried to do with Tyson Fury, except he might be successful with Klitschko because Klitschko ain't really tripping. He been at home chilling, doing him, eating steak and lobster and shrimp, doing his that thing. He ain't been tripping on boxing, really been watching it. And the thing is people fail to realize, as a fighter, sometimes, when you've been out for a while, you get that, especially if you ain't been training or if you have been training a little bit on and off, but sometimes that fire just don't go away. And you do it because you don't want to hurt yourself. Some people retire not because they can't box anymore, but because it's best for their body. Going through training camp is very abusive to your body. You don't want to keep doing that over and over and over again. The beauty of heavyweights is they don't have to worry about making weight, though. That's the beauty of the heavyweight division. They don't have the issue with making weight, none of that shit. But I think Wilder just want to get Klitschko on his resume so he could say, yeah, I beat Klitschko, but you beat an old 74-year-ass Klitschko. Like,
that's true.
And he fresh off the couch. You didn't fight Klitschko when you was 33-0 WBC heavyweight champion, and you got Shady Finkel still saying you a baby and shit, but then you want to call Anthony Joshua, call him out saying he not the real champion and shit, but you ducked Klitschko for years and shit. Come on, man.
That's real talk. And McYell777 says, peace, y'all. I follow both of y'all channels. Thank y'all for what y'all do. I hit the like button. Thank you, brother. Me and DT appreciate the love. Dragon Leg has a question for you, DT. He says, who can Crawford fight? If he beats Amir Khan, he needs another big name. Crawford versus Broner, LOL. Any thoughts?
Nah, not AV. Not about bullshit. Not about that. Not that nigga, no. Not AB. AB don't care about AB rich. That's what AB good. AB rich. AB is where Deontay Wilder wanna be.
Yeah.
He rich. You know what I'm saying? AB is rich. He ain't gotta worry. He ain't gotta box forever in his life. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
AB is good. So for Crawford next fight, it would have to be either, based on what he's on, I would say either the winner out of Porter and Spence, or he could fight Ugas just for the hell of it. It's who else is really out there. To me, the welterweight division ain't really that deep. Josh Kelly ain't got enough fights yet. I'm waiting for Josh Kelly to get himself up there. Everybody think I don't know about Josh Kelly. I've been up on Josh Kelly when Josh Kelly only had 2 fights. You know what I mean? I've been rocking with him. But Josh Kelly ain't got enough fights yet to really make his claim. I think he should go ahead and get that, British title and just maintain that and get some more fights under his belt and then smash on these American fighters. Because Josh Kelly, he good.
That's true.
Josh Kelly good. He not no slouch, man. And
that's true.
I really like how he trains and I really like how he fights. He is the authentic hit and not get hit. He is boxing. So
I've been watching Josh Kelly for a while now, and the guy got a lot of skills. I think he's about 5'10". He's a beast for the 147 division, and I think he's going to add a lot to it too. I think he can because he has boxing skills. The thing is, this is how good a fighter is when people start saying that he was cherry picking, Bam Bam Rios for a fight before Bam Bam Rios lost, before Brandon Rios lost. And I'm like, how can he cherry pick him when he barely has that many fights? That lets you know how good people see him and how good he really is. Shout out to Prentice Williams. What's up, IBFP? Shout out. Thank you. Russell H says the 2 best boxing channels, period. Now, so Terrence Crawford, I think that his next fight, if he was going to go fight somebody and Errol Spence won't fight him, because I think Errol Spence is going to delay that. But if Errol Spence fights him next, I will give him 100% credit, win or lose, because that takes a big man to step up to the plate and fight him at this point, especially when you can tell he's kind of being advised not to. It's kind of the PBC mantra not to fight the big fights right away, to delay them as long as possible. We see that with Tank Davis and Loma. We see that with Wilder and Joshua. And now we're seeing it with Spence and Crawford. So we can see that it's being delayed. So my thing is, if he doesn't fight him next, if I'm Terrence Crawford, the only thing that I can do is make a monster offer to Mikey Garcia, to make a monster offer to Danny Garcia, to make a monster offer to Yordenis Ugas, because a lot of people felt like Ugas beat Porter. A lot of people felt like that that Danny Garcia would be a good name to have on his resume. So if you can make a huge monster, you're gonna have to overpay any of these guys to get it. And and if Crawford gets Mikey, the only thing that Crawford can do is say, hey, maybe I can stop Mikey, as since Spence didn't, maybe that could be more of a statement for him. Because at the end of the day, that's what really needs to be done. He just needs to make a statement to get his name and his buzz around. And him stopping Mikey already feels like he can compete with Crawford better than he could Spence. So why not make that fight happen? I think that'll be a huge fight for Crawford if he gets past Khan. And maybe Mikey has a tune-up fight and try to run it back. I think Mikey should go down to 140. I think that's his best weight. But Crawford needs a giant fight, and he's going to have to overpay somebody to get it. What do you think next for Mikey? What do you think Mikey should do next if you're his advisor?
Fight Loma.
Woo!
Fight Loma. He don't need to dummy down. You still lightweight champion of the world, WBC. You know, you ain't vacay. You still that. You moved up. You dared to be great. You know, it wasn't a successful attempt, but you still are a champion regardless. You still have to get paid. And they better not try to shortchange Mikey because of that one loss. And he still is a champion, but I think he should fight Loma. That should be his next target. Gervonta ain't going to fight him. Floyd not going to let that happen, even though that's a good money fight, pay-per-view, off top. But he not going to let that happen. He's still trying to hold on to Gervonta for as long as he can till he can get as much money as he can off of Gervonta. So for Mikey, I'd say fight Loma. Okay. Who else? And if he can't fight Loma, I mean, shit, fight Teofimo.
Woo! Teofimo's getting ready. And we finna touch on Teofimo and Loma right now, but we just got to dig right into it. Eric Stewart said, what's the name of your partner's YouTube channel? DT3 The Boon Man. You got to go subscribe, Eric. This is where you're going to get the real unbiased talk in BBC. He's going to go out, and you know, I call DT3 the fanboy slayer. He go out here and slay these fanboys. He go out here and you know, whether they got glasses or not, he's slaying them. Then we got Champion Killer XS Khan about to shock the world. Do you think Amir Khan can beat Terrence Crawford, DT3?
Khan don't got a better chin than Jose Benavidez, so that's not gonna happen. He gonna come out, you know, Khan gonna do him. Khan the fast starter, boop, 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 and he gonna do him. And then once Crawford find a way to time him, it's gonna be a wrap. Vargas knocked Khan down.
That's true.
Come on, man. Like, if Vargas can knock Amir Khan down, what you think Terrence Crawford gonna do? You think Vargas is better than Terrence Crawford? Who said that? Who asked that question?
Let me see who said that. Champion Killer X.
Yeah, Champion Killer X. You think Samuel Vargas is better than Terrence Crawford?
Champion Killer, we need to answer to that. And then we had another question for you, DT3. Can Dominic Brazil knock out Deontay Wilder in their next fight? Is it possible?
I'm going to say this live on air. I know my boy Tim Ryder Gray going to be upset at me for saying this because we had not a heated debate, but we had a debate via phone, yesterday? Because I said I think Brazil going to take a dive. I think he's going to take a dive.
Ooh, man.
I love Brazil. I do. I'm not trying to say he's a fake person. He ain't got hard. But I think because Brazil, to me, skill-wise, because what I made the comparison is Brazil is better than Gerald Washington. Brazil hit harder than Gerald Washington.
That's true.
We ain't gonna go Ortiz, none of that stuff. We just because you remember Gerald Washington sucked.
Yeah.
I love you, Gerald. I know you from the Bay and all that. I love you, dog. I'm from Oakland. I get it. But as far as the boxer is concerned, yeah, he from Vallejo. I'm from Oakland. You know, he a Bay native. So I give you props for that. But as far as like in this boxing world, you not that dog. So. Yeah. But as far as that's concerned, I think if Gerald Washington can outbox you pretty much damn near the whole fight until he get tired and you catch him with some hot shit, seeing Dominic Brazil, he boxed better than Gerald Washington and he hit harder than Tyson Fury. So I could see him actually doing it if he really wanted and it's not no BS involved. Brazil should beat Wilder. All bullshit aside, if it's boxing is true boxing, Brazil should technically beat him. There's no way Brazil should lose to Wilder. There's no way.
Yeah.
Because Brazil is levels above Wilder skill-wise. And Wilder is too, at this point, if you don't know who you fighting when you fight Deontay, the Bronze Bomber, the Alabama Slammer Wilder, you shouldn't be boxing. If you don't know what he coming with that same narrative, that same, I'm just finna sit here, yeah, poo-poo, I'm just trying to throw this right hand all day long. If you don't get your head moving, okay, and counter him. If somebody don't finally get fucking smart and stop trying to be stupid, and I'm just going to fight Wilder, I'm going to stand there and take his right hand and say, I took it, you stupid. You deserve to be knocked the fuck out. Move your head and whoop this dude, put him to sleep, beat him 12 rounds, whatever the fuck you got to do. Whoop his ass, shut him the fuck up, and move on. Let's keep talking about how great boxing is without Deontay, the Bronze Bomber.
Perfect. And then, Champion Killer X responded to you, DT3, when you said, is Samuel Vargas, better chin than Crawford or Khan? And he basically said styles make fights. And then JBZ added on to it. He said, if Khan doesn't get caught, he's different for anybody. That being said, I have Crawford in 9. It's difficult. Champion Killer X also says Crawford is good. I feel Khan is bigger, has a better reach. The movement, Khan will win the first 5 rounds. Then it's about Crawford's ability to catch Khan. I don't know if you agree with that, DT3.
You said better reach. Okay. How tall is Jose Benavidez Jr.?
I think he's close to 6 feet tall. I know he's at least 5'10".
How tall is Amir Khan?
I know Amir Khan, I think, is about 5'9". 5'9".
Okay. So who you think had the better reach out of the two? Benavidez or Khan?
Benavidez, easy.
Exactly. And what did Khan do when you saw him against somebody? Come on, man. What did he do when you saw him against somebody with longer reach?
Champion Killer, you got to speak on it.
What did he do? Come on, man. Holla at your boy. I hear you talking.
Oh, shout out to Angel, the upset Rivetta. What's up? Shout out from Bronx, New York. Hey, Angel, show my boy DT3, the Boom Man, some love. This is a real one. Trust me. Champion Killer X says Benavidez was a one-legged. Now, at the end of the day, JBZ says Crawford has 74-inch reach. Khan has a 72-inch reach. Even
Holla at your boy.
And Terrence Crawford has a longer reach than Errol Spence Jr. as well.
Holla at your boy.
So that's this is why DT3, one of the most unbiased, he's keeping it a buck. And Angel Rivetta shouts out from the Bronx to you, DT3. Much love, brother.
What's going on from the Bronx, man? BX in the building. Stand up.
Now, I also think that, when you look at Loma and Mikey, let's kind of touch on that real quick. I think Mikey would be crazy to jump into a Loma fight right away. I think for his confidence sake, because I know that got to be an ego blow. Like, if he wants to fight Loma, he needs to tune up, then fight Loma. That's my perception if he's going to fight Loma. And if he can't make 135, then go to 140 and fight, fight for a belt. Try to win another belt at 140. Do you think that he should take a tune-up first, DT, or do you think he should just jump right into that Loma fight if he can make 135?
We finna make it exclusive. I'm finna hop on BoxRec right now. We gonna check and see the contenders that's out there. We gonna throw some options out there to see who Mikey Garcia can fight. We gonna see what the fans think. I'm gonna throw something out there in a second. I'm finna hop on BoxRec right now.
Okay, you do that, and I'm gonna read you a few things. DT Eric Stewart said, I just subscribed to your boy DT3, the Boo Man. Can't wait to see what he has to say about boxing in an unbiased way. But if he is biased, I'm gonna get on him, but I will stay subscribed to him. Eric Stewart, trust me, DT3 is unbiased. Trust me, you won't regret it. Wasi said he needs a tune-up first. Outstrike says Teofimo versus Josh Kelly. Man, that's a hell of a fight right there. Luke Campbell is his mandatory, is Mikey's mandatory, so he could fight that first. Luke Campbell comes to fight every fight, so I'll tell you that Luke Campbell, he's not a pushover. He's going to come to fight. Little Chris Girl says Khan has no chance against Bud. Sergio Gomez says Mikey needs to redeem himself by beating Loma. That would change Mikey in the eyes of many of his fans if he goes out, beats Loma. But I agree with Wasi. He needs to fight Luke Campbell's mandatory, take that tune-up, go in, and just try to get right. Teofimo versus Josh Kelly, that's a hell of a fight. I don't know if that's the fight to make for Teofimo next, though, or Josh Kelly. I don't know if it makes sense.
I don't know either, but I'm a little divided by this pound-for-pound list via BoxRec. They top 17 pound for pound. I like some of them, but I think they overrated a few of them. And they need to, lower some and put some up a little bit. But I'm going to read them off to you. They pound-for-pound list. Number 1, middleweight, So Canelo Alvarez. Number 2 is, of course, you already know who it is, man. Terrence the Bud Crawford. Number 3, I do not agree that he's number 3 pound for pound. Triple G, Gennady Golovkin.
Ooh.
Number 4 is Anthony Joshua. Number 5, I do not agree he's number 5 either, is Errol Spence.
Oh.
Number six is Alexander Usyk, who I think should be above Errol Spence because he is a former undisputed champion of the world. Number 7 is Vasily Lomachenko, who should not really be that high on the list because he ain't fought enough fights, in my opinion. And number 8 is Manny Pacquiao. Number 9 is Callum Smoke with, because that man's fight like a tank. Number 10 is Leo Santa Cruz. Number 11 is Miguel Burfect. Number 12 is Sergey Kovalev. 13 is Sean Porter, who should be higher. Sergey Kovalev should not be above Sean Porter. 14 is Dmitry Bivol, should not be 14. He should be higher. Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is terrible. And Danny Jacobs is 17. Wilder is 16.
Okay, no, that's ridiculous. And the first thing that I got a problem with is how is Usyk, under Errol Spence? I don't know what Errol Spence has done to be above Usyk. Usyk was undisputed in the weight class. I just don't understand that.
I don't get that. And Gennady Golovkin should not be number 3. I would say, if anything, Usyk should be at least 4. And Joshua should be 3. And Errol Spence should be like at least, I don't mind him being on the pound for pound list, but there's no way in 7 hells he should be number 5 above Alexander Usyk. No, that's disrespectful. I don't understand that. I don't appreciate that at all. But anyway, I'm going to go up to check these lightweights and see who.
Now, DT, I will tell you this one thing on your stance on Loma. I will say I got Loma ranked higher, and this is Wasi states 12 title fights, 3 divisions, unified at lightweight, but he can't be 7th. Now, I will say this. Lomachenko is an elite level fighter, pound for pound fighter. And I think I lost connection with DT3. We're going to try to get him back. Hold on 1 second. Yo, DT.
Am I disconnected? My bad. I'm back.
Oh, we good.
I'm sorry.
Good. Okay, now let's take a look at this. We got a big discrepancy on the channel because I think half of the subs and fans believe that Loma's overrated and the other half believe Loma's not getting the respect he doesn't get. I think that I can put Loma in the top 5 pound for pound. I just don't have him number 1. I think Crawford's done so much. I think, Canelo's done so much. I think Joshua's done a lot. I think Usyk has done a lot. I think a lot of fighters have done a lot. I can see the argument from both sides. My thing is, do you believe that Loma should be above or below a Spence, above or below a Wilder? Like where do you rank Loma if you're going to put him in your pound for pound? And I know it's subjective. Everybody's going to have a different pound for pound.
My pound for pound, I would actually, Loma on there. I would have Loma at least maybe 5.
That's a good spot.
He's at least 5. I respect Loma. I don't shit on Loma. 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He came in. First fight was a title fight. I think what defeated him that fight, he wasn't made him not ready. It was just the moment. He wasn't ready for that type of moment. It's not like amateurs, bro. It's pro. Different type of atmosphere, different type of scenery, totally different feel. So I think that was a little much for him at first, and I think once he got over that, it was a wrap. He hasn't lost since. So I give Loma a lot of credit. I mean, look at what he do. His footwork is phenomenal. You can't knock how he moves his feet, but he does get hit. That does happen. So we have to see. I want to see what he does against. Because after he got knocked down by Jorge Linares, I've been kind of skeptical about him. I've been real skeptical about him. I'm like, I don't know. Because you got dudes that are real hitters, real hard dogs in the game that can really hurt you. That's and true. If Jorge Linares can flash knock you down, what Gervonta going to do to you if he catch you?
Well, here's the interesting thing, DT. When you look at it, what's going on here is they've already started talking about Teofimo Lopez is going to be at Vasily Lomachenko's next fight in the crowd. So maybe they're setting that up for later in the year, Loma versus Teofimo. I think that'd be a hell of a fight. And Wasi says, because of that knockdown, I'm even more convinced he's top 3. We'll see. We'll see. What do you think about Teofimo versus Loma? Because it looks like he needs Teofimo because he needs a true challenger. And I know Teofimo's still young, still green, but I think that they're going to throw him in there with him because Teofimo's itching for the shot. That he's going to be at Loma's next fight, calling for the shot. Maybe that'll be what happens at the end of the year, especially if he doesn't get Mikey. What do you think about Teofimo versus Lomachenko?
I think, honestly, I think Teofimo is going to beat Loma. I think Teofimo got the feet. He going to walk him down. Excuse me, my baby crying.
No,
He gonna, I think Teofimo going to have the feet to get him. And I know, baby.
Take your time, DT. We good.
Good.
And Wasi, I see you. Teofimo said he'll go for the IBF if Mikey doesn't vacate. So if Teofimo goes for Mikey, I think that's an interesting fight because, Mikey, very good defensively. And maybe he can, neutralize some of Teofimo's shots, and then counter him and hurt him. I'm thinking because we haven't seen a lot from Teofimo, but I think that Teofimo could hurt Mikey if he catch him square enough times. But I can see the reverse as well because Mikey's very good defensively. He's already taken big shots from Errol Spence Jr. So I think that'll be a very, very interesting fight. I think Teofimo and Loma, I think that's a much better fight. I think Teofimo could hurt Loma, could stop him, but I think ultimately I would have to lean heavy towards Loma because I'm really sure that I just don't see how Teofimo can beat Loma at this point because of skills. I have to put Loma over him because I think the skills are just going to be too much. Iron King 26 said, "Are we keeping it unbiased today? I'm not sure. I'm on an IBFP video." Iron King, shout out to you, brother. How are we not keeping it unbiased? Speak on it. Speak your mind. Let's keep going. Boxing Monster said that was Loma crying. Oh, man. And Champion Killer X, Real Dad. Shout out to DT3, the Boom, man. One of the real dads out here in these streets. Sergio Gomez says, I think Mikey will come back stronger and smarter. He needs to stick to 135 to 140. He looks sloppy versus Spence. Boxing Monster says, Loma is tiny, no power. Tyle Felton says, Loma needs a signature win. That's the only thing I think Loma is missing is just that true signature win, and that'll put him up there. That's all he needs to do is get that signature win to get all the naysayers out. Wasi says, I see Loma making Teofimo quit as of right now. I need to see more of Teofimo. I can agree with that. I need a little more from Teofimo because he worries me. Iron King says, I'm joking, brother. You normally always remind us you keep it unbiased. I appreciate it, brother. And, me and DT always love to keep it unbiased. We love to bring everybody facts because, you know what? At the end of the day, we like to talk boxing. We like to bring facts and reasoning. And one of the good questions that I was asked on here that I've seen for DT was that, who do you got, Usyk versus Fury? Oslander Usyk versus Tyson Fury. I know that's a very early fight at this point. What do you think about that? Well, what do you think about that, DT?
Usyk.
Woo! He got Usyk over Fury.
He's a Rebo fighter. You're not going to fall for Fury games, man. Them people from them foreign countries, man, their minds is a lot stronger than people give them credit for. He ain't going to go for Tyson Fury little verbal bait game and all that shit. He ain't going to have that. He ain't going to worry about that. It's going to be all talk until Usyk get him in the ring. And Usyk ain't Wilder. Usyk got more skill than Wilder. And Usyk got feet. So it's going to... Nah,
Now,
bet that fight don't happen. Bet that fight don't happen.
Now, I think that's a hell of a fight, but honestly, I'm going to have to lean towards Fury. I'm going to go against the grain on this one, DT. I think that Fury just got, a different skill set. I think until Usyk proves that he can take these shots and go into those waters, I'm going to lean towards Fury for the victory, but it's almost a 50-50 fight, but I'm going to lean towards Fury because he is going to have the height and reach advantage, and it's going to be so overwhelming because he's going to be much bigger than Usyk. I think that, and plus his skill, I think it's just going to be too much. But I do have another question for you. Thoughts on Keith Thurman before the injuries versus Crawford or Spence, and Keith Thurman after the injuries versus Crawford or Spence?
No matter, Thurman don't like taking body punches.
Woo!
That don't like getting into the body. Errol gonna kill him. Errol is savage. It's like Errol is gonna make Keith Thurman look so elementary. That's why Keith Thurman ain't finna fight none of them dogs. He want to fight Manny. He want to fight somebody he know he can probably take full advantage of. He ain't finna fight nobody he know gonna try to kill him. Really dangerous. They don't want them problems. But let me get back to what I was trying to tell y'all about who Mikey should fight, not to digress too far, but in the lightweight division, the IBO belt is vacated, and I know for a fact there's no way that Richard Comley could beat Teofimo Lopez. So, and Richard Comley has he has the IBF belt. So, Loma said that he got to win a belt or whatever, and I think so all he got to do is beat Richard, set up a fight with Richard, or just set up a fight for the vacant IBO belt. And I think that'll make a statement, and he'll get the fight with Loma, because that's what people is doing. It ain't like back in the days where you could call a fighter out that's a champion, and he'll actually give you opportunity to fight him. No, he's telling you, if you're so great, okay, win the belt first, and then you'll fight me. And I think that's kind of I don't agree with that philosophy, but that's how they do it. And also, he could go up. Hold up 1 minute, 1 second. I just had it. He can go up to super lightweight and fight Regis. Hardress, he can fight him.
Yeah.
He can fight that dude.
Now,
he's up there.
The only thing about Teofimo is when he knocks somebody out, he puts them to sleep. So what Teofimo has shown me, that he has crazy knockout power. He's a very good, exciting prospect, but I need to see more from his boxing acumen. And because I think that's the only thing that worries me about him, because he's somewhat unknown on just being a pure boxer. Because I don't know how his IQ is going to translate against Loma. I don't know how he's going to translate against Mikey. I just don't know how he's going to translate. But I think that he has the potential to do it. But I need to see a little bit more from him. Let's see. Boxing Monster said Keith Thurman is washed. I think Thurman is still a competitor. What you think, DT?
I think I agree with you on that one. I do. I think he can still compete. I think he can still. I mean, he's willing to. I mean, Manny can still compete.
That's true.
Thurman ain't old. He just had an injury. It's not like, I ain't saying like Thurman like he Manny age. No, Thurman can still compete. He still Keith Thurman. He did box well in his last fight, but he also showed that if he fights somebody that's better than who it was in front of him that night, it's gonna be a long, long day for Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is cool, but he's not. He ain't what y'all think he is. Sean Porter proved that. Now, I think Sean Porter really won that fight, or they could have made it a draw at least, but I don't think Keith Thurman really beat him. I don't think that at all.
This is an interesting fight that Sergio Gomez says. He says, Ugas versus Spence. I say Ugas will upset Spence. Yordenis Ugas is a hell of a boxer, Cuban-style boxer. I thought personally that he edged Porter in that fight, but that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's a very interesting fight, Ugas versus Spence. Both of these guys have, about the same height, same reach. I think Ugas is slightly little bit longer and taller than Spence. What do you think about the Ugas versus Spence?
Ugas versus Spence. I don't know, because Ugas, when you look at Ugas before he fought Sean Porter, he was literally throwing hella punches, just like getting you in the corner and just blending you like it was nobody's business.
True.
But when he fought Sean Porter, he wasn't doing that. He was just trying to, he was just basically walking them down. I mean, I guess he thought he was dictating the pace of the fight, but they was basically giving it to Sean Porter due to his ring generalship, moving his feet, staying out the corner, basically moving all the way around the ring. But Ugas wasn't, to me, he wasn't throwing enough punches. I honestly believe if Ugas would have threw at least 10 to 20 punches more per round, I wouldn't even say 10 to 20, maybe 5 to 10. If he'd have threw just a little bit more, I give it to Ugas. And you got to remember, they automatically going to favor the champion, you know what I'm saying? So, that's the thing.
And I think Ugas in a rematch with Sean Porter, I would have, honestly, I know people want to see the Spence versus Porter. I would like to see that rematch with Ugas versus Porter, or at least Ugas get the winner of the Spence versus Porter, because I think that would be a hell of a fight. Because I think that Ugas would adjust in the rematch and be a lot more aggressive, throw a lot more shots, slow down on the showboating. That's the one thing, if I'm his corner, is, hey, chill with the showboating. Take every second and every minute in the ring, professional and focused. Yeah. Don't play around. Don't taunt. Because at the end of the day, you need to be trying to win these rounds. Your work rate needs to be high. And he already knows he can take Porter's best shots. He already knows he can back up Porter. And he already knows he can drop Sean Porter. So with all that confidence moving into the next fight, the only thing that he needs to do is pick up his work rate, and he should be all right. That's just my thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I feel like, and that was why it was like, who you think gonna win out of Porter and Spence? Somebody asked me that the other day. I was like, Spence gonna beat the shit out of Porter. Like, why you say that? I was like, did you see the Ugas fight?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now,
Spence ain't Ugas.
now let's see. And now, what does everybody think? Who would win this fight? Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, right now. Put it in the comments. Let's see who everybody got on Manny versus Keith. I think that's a hell of a close fight right now, because at the end of the day, you know, Manny Pacquiao, he has a lot of pop. And if I could see Teofimo Lopez almost stopping Keith Thurman, I believe, in the 7th round, I can't say that Manny can't do it, because Manny's levels above Teofimo. And, you know, I don't know if Thurman is back, but I know Thurman has the skills that he can outbox Manny. And he has a shot as far as power. So I think that's going to be a hell of a challenge for anybody. Everybody hit the like button. We need everybody hitting the like button. Oh, and to shout out to Jose M. He says, who's on the panel? This is DT3, the Boom Man. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe. The man is bringing you nothing but the unbiased, factual truth. This is my brother from another mother. I'm going to have to go out to California and do it up real big. That's what we're going to have to do. Because I'm willing to fly out that. I even fly out to Alaska and slap the glasses off of some chump for him. That's what I'll do. But let's keep it unbiased and let's keep going. Thurman, Pacquiao, who do y'all got? Washi says Thurman has a glass body but a great chin. So I say Pacquiao, but I wouldn't be surprised if Thurman gets it done. How do you see the Thurman versus Pacquiao playing out, DT?
I think that Thurman going to box him. I think he going to do everything. He learned from watching Manny fight Adrian. If you watch the Manny Adrian fight, and I know people say all the time, it's one thing to watch somebody fight somebody else, but it's another thing when you're in the ring with him. Thurman already in his mind think he's a better fighter than Adrian, bro. Off top, you already think he's the better fighter of the two. So he's going to look at where Adrian made his mistakes, and he's going to capitalize on that and look at where he's going to basically throw punches where Adrian didn't throw punches. He's going to let his hands go. Because Thurman, I think Thurman do hits a little harder than Adrian. I think Thurman is a bigger guy than Adrian, even though Adrian is a big dude. But I think Thurman a little taller, he's a little longer. And I think Thurman willing to take more risks. And I think Thurman can keep Manny Pacquiao on the edge. He can keep him at the end of the 1-2. I think he can keep on the end of that. And Manny's going to be trying really, really hard to get in on Thurman. And I think Thurman might start catching him on the way out if he don't catch him on the way in.
That's a good breakdown, brother. And you know, I like to watch your channel, DT. I to make sure I see what's going on, staying up to date on the new stuff. And I think I seen something recently, man, you know, that you may have just recently posted about Wilder. And, you know, they should offer Wilder, I think, like over $100 million to fight AJ for one fight, one-time deal. You want to break that down for us?
Well, when I heard about the Mayweather-Pacquiao, when I heard the end results of how much money they got, because if you think about it, this is the weird thing about how it is nowadays, now that Mayweather's retired. When Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, you didn't know how much money they was getting before the fight.
True.
That's true. You didn't know how much money they got till after the fight. You didn't know that was $100 million fight till after the fight.
That's very true. And now everybody's pocket watching.
Yeah, now everybody's like, oh, man, you know, hey, you're IB, you know, I'm not going to debate you, you know. Unless, you know, I'm getting about a good 50 mil, you know, I'm just saying, you know, even though we used to just get on debates and whoever win the debate get paid a big chump change type of check. But no, we don't do that no more. You got to pay me good money first, you know. So it's like,
they want to be compensated to risk losing their oath. They want to be compensated to just taking the L. They say, if I'm a loser, I need life-changing money.
Yeah, that's like Tom Brady saying, hey, man, look, if we lose a Super Bowl, you're going to have to give me like 22 million, or I'm sitting on the bench the whole game.
And he won 22 million just for the Super Bowl by itself, not for the season. Shout out to Saul Gutierrez, says Canelo is the king. When we look at the top, you know, pound for pound fighters, we got Crawford, we got Canelo, we got Usyk, we got Joshua, we got a lot of the good guys up there. F.A. Ajaba versus Joe Joyce or Daniel Dubois. That's a young Bucks channel triangle right there. I mean, I think Ajaba might still be slightly too inexperienced. I think Joe Joyce would edge Ajaba or Dubois. Or Dubois could edge him. I don't know. That's just going to be a really tight fit. It's really hard to edge either way.
I'm going with Daniel over Joe Joyce.
I can respect that because Daniel got hella pop.
Daniel got too much pop. And Daniel, you know, he is perfecting his craft. He's at that stage in his life where he really focusing on his boxing. People don't respect that too much, but he really is out here really boxing in the gym every day, really getting his craft up. So not only is he going to be a powerhouse, he's going to have some type of skill with it too. So That man gonna be real dangerous. What's up, Mondo? I see you.
Yeah, what's up? And then, you know, Sergio Gomez, let's address this. You know, a lot of people saying DAZN is dying out. DAZN is a brand new platform with some of the biggest fighters that they have. You know, everybody that's pretty much dissing and hating on DAZN is you know, these biased channels who's promoting a narrative based on the PBC. That's really it, because they have no love for DAZN. But then when they start talking positive about DAZN is when they thought Wilder was going to sign with DAZN. So we all know DAZN is the best, because I'm not trying to pay $100 to watch Manny Pacquiao versus Adrian Broner. I'm just not. I just don't think that fight's worth $100. I don't think it is. I don't, because I already knew before the fight started that Broner was going to run and Pacquiao was going to be chasing him all the way through. That's pretty much
me and my homeboy Tim Roddy Gray. Shout out my boy Tim Roddy Gray, man. We was talking about it the other day. We said that DAZN is finna start the revolution. Finna cut up pay-per-view, finna be for basically WWE shit and movie, not even movies no more, because you can basically buy them off your on-demand shit while they in the movie theaters. So pay-per-view finna be obsolete when it comes to boxing. They finna be actually buying the shit on the app. Why pay $80 for one fight when I could just pay $9.99 for this one app a month and I get all that shit?
That's right. And
why?
That is a great deal. And then, you know, the good thing about DAZN is they work with other promoters. I mean, Matchroom, Eddie Hearn work with other promoters. I mean, you see that they sent Maurice Hooker over to fight Alex Saucedo on the ESPN card in Oklahoma the same night where Crawford and Spence met up. See, that's what I'm talking about. I like to see the cross brand promotion, because, you know, at the end of the day, you got to be willing to cross that street. You got to be willing to fight these other guys, because at the end of the day, it helps that brand. This is what I didn't understand about Errol Spence saying, "Oh, I'm not fighting on ESPN. You know, I'm a PBC Showtime fighter." You know,
what
Fox.
That got to do with anything? What's the point in that? Why are you worried about what platform you fight on? You fight, ain't you?
But this is where he's missing it, DT. Here's the thing. You know, because especially when he was saying at the time he's a Showtime fighter, here's the problem with that statement, is that ESPN is broadcasting more homes than Showtime. You're not going to have a bigger reach than ESPN when it comes to sports. So that means you're going to get Terrence Crawford on a huge sports platform, a huge base. And if you feel like you can beat him, go in there, dog him out, and really build your brand and bring that back to Showtime. Everybody will be watching you. You just stole all those fans. Why not go do it? But the only reason you wouldn't go do it, and you know you're going to make a hell of a bag, the only reason you're not doing it is because you don't feel confident that you can.
Right.
That's really it. Because if that's really what it was, because a lot of people forgot that Floyd Mayweather wasn't just a PBC fighter his whole career. He wasn't just a Showtime fighter his whole career. He was with HBO, Golden Boy, top rank. That's what I'm saying. And Andrew Tucker,
we got this dude named IG said this guy is biased. He can't stand my lies. How am I biased and how am I lying?
Okay, go ahead and call him to the carpet. What's his name?
IG. It's IG. Some dude named IG. He commented 2 minutes ago, said this guy's so biased he can't stand his lies. How am I lying?
IG, jump on and we want to see what you got to say. Well, come on, IG. Let's go ahead and debate. Let's debate. And shout out to Andrew Tucker World, DT3, IBFP. I'm late, but good live stream. I love good boxing talk. Thank you, Andrew Tucker. You got some real talk, brother. Much love and appreciation. Go check out Andrew Tucker World. That's a great channel. Good dude. T-Truth, shout out to DT3 and IBFP. Great work. Great boxing talk. And IG, where you at? If you say we biased, give us facts on how we're biased.
I'm just trying to figure that out. And shout out to the Hardcore Casual. You guys need to subscribe to some of these guys' channels, man. They only got like 500 subscribers, and they really talking unbiased boxing and not pushing a negative narrative. They really talking that good boxing talk, man. So shout out to the Hardcore Casual. Hardcore Casual is in the building. NBBC is in the building. We just here to spit that good fire, man. But anyway, where is that? Where is that? I don't know. I don't see him. I don't think he's going to really answer the question.
DT, I didn't figure it out. IG is really Glasses Undercover. That's Peter Quillen. He wants to come on the stream. That's his troll account. That's who IG is. That's his troll account. Because I don't know anybody else that said anything like that. Because I haven't heard a biased statement yet. But that is what it is. And let's just keep going. So yeah, that's our thoughts on Spence. Justice Boots, what is Wilder doing to make the AJ fight Why is nobody calling him out on his lack of hunger for this fight? He rejects the offer after offer. What do you think about him constantly rejecting? I mean, what does that say? Because he's not making counteroffers. When he went in and talked to DAZN and turned down $100+ million, he didn't say, "Oh, what's this or what's that." He didn't make a counteroffer, bro. He just turned it down and walked away.
Shelly Finkelway turned and give Eddie Hearn a counteroffer saying, "Okay, how about we give Joshua this and we get this, and it's a 50-50 split." They not talking big. They expecting them to give them the money. We were not doing back and forth business. Okay, IB, you offer me this. Okay, then I'm offering you this. Okay, you took this and you gonna give me this back. They're not doing that. Shelly Finkelway sitting there, nope. They got to give us this. They got to give us this. They got to give us this. It's like, why? For what? Where your money at? Why you ain't getting this man this money? Okay, well, just give this man one post today saying that. Give this man that money so he can shut up. I don't care if it's 60 million. I don't care what he get. What I'm saying is give him what he wants. Give him everything that he asking for so he has no excuse. Cut the bullshit. Give him the money. That's all he give a fuck about is the money and the fame. Don't give a damn about the fight outcome. He just want the money. Just give him the fucking money and move on.
Hold on, DT. I didn't just read something that was so egregious that I just got to have you speak on this. This comes from Floyd X Boxing. JJ says, why did Canelo move up to 168 to deduct Jamal Charlo?
Why is he still in this stream? Who is Charlo? Who is that? Who is that? You talking about the dude that got outboxed by the Russian dude? Or the dude that got outboxed by Harris? You talking about them? Talking about them? Who is that? Who is that? The ones that talking about keep running their mouths and ain't nobody running their mouth but them? Who ain't trying to go up and fight Boo Boo Andrade?
He answered you, DT, and he said nobody ducks Charlo ? That's why Triple G and Canelo refused to fight him.
He ain't nobody. Who is Charlo, Jamal, any one of them motherfuckers? Who is them to Triple G? Who is that? Who are they? Who are they?
And you know, and here's the thing. What does Charlo bring to the fight? Is he a world champion? No, he's not a full world champion at 160. Is he a big name and a big payday? No, he's nothing more than a tune-up fight.
That's what I'm saying. He a contender. Now, I will say that. He a contender.
Yeah, he's a contender.
He ain't selling off venues. He ain't in a pay-per-view. He's not on the verge of being a pay-per-view star. He don't even got Gervonta Tank Davis status.
And then, why would he be worth going over to Showtime to fight or Fox? He needs to come over to DAZN because he's not a big name.
DAZN paying.
See, that's
what if I was a boxer, I go to DAZN. They paying.
Exactly. And you know, at the end of the day, Charlo should but I think Charlo is on that same brainwashed stuff that Deontay Wilder is. That these guys don't want to move over and get these big fights. Like if Charlo was really that confident, why didn't he go over to DAZN on a one-fight deal? Just one fight. You're a free agent, you're your own boss, right? Lions Only Promotions, right? We'll take that little kitty cat and go over to DAZN and watch him get devoured.
Here we go, because the zone that they gonna. The thing, you know why they ain't gonna go to the zone? I'm here to tell y'all right here live on IBFP. The reason why these fighters ain't going to the zone is because Eddie Hearn and his whole matchmaking staff and all that, they really gonna put these dudes against top tier opponents. They really gonna put them in the rough, tough fights. They really gonna put them against the Boo Boo Andrades and against the Canelos. They really gonna do that shit. They don't want that smoke. That's why they're not going over. Who else is over there on the zone but hitters? Yeah. So what you think you finna have to do? You don't have to fight nothing but them hitters over there. That's all you gonna have to do. There's nothing else for you to do. And they don't want no smoke. They want no smoke with them dudes over there.
Well, the funny thing is when Danny Jacobs called out Charlo, I think it was after the Deverenchenko fight, and he said, yeah, we could make that fight. You know, he was looking, you know, this was before he knew he was going to get Canelo, and he was like, I'm open to anything, but Charlo's going to have to understand the percentage he's going to have to take financially. He was even talking about 10%. And I know that people were saying, you know, and Charlo was like, that's not a real offer. You know, what's wrong with you guys? At the end of the day, if Charlo's that confident, go get that strap, bring that back over to the PBC, and make somebody come fight you.
I'm trying to tell you.
But because you know that Danny Jacobs is the real deal. You're not going to fight him unless it's a monstrous payday. These guys want outrageous money. They want life-changing money to do what's obvious. So you know what? Let these guys keep fighting guys like Matt Korobov and getting out boxed and keep exposing themselves. And they can't blame nobody else for not getting the fights but you.
Exactly. It's your fault. They ain't their fault. You was called out by Danny Jacobs. You could have fought him before he even before Danny fought Canelo. You could have made that fight happen. You could have did that instead of fighting Willie Monroe. Because I'm telling you, I can tell you right here, right now, if Willie Monroe would have fought Jermall Charlo that night and basically outboxed him the same fucking way, if not worse, he would have whooped him. They both took home L's. And that's the cold part about it. They talked all that shit. We brothers and we twins and we finna be headlining. We finna be the first twins to ever headline. Y'all both got your ass whooped that night too. I would have loved for both of them to lost their belts that night because they should have. One of them did. They both should have lost.
And now we got a question from Outstrike 30. He says, do you think a boxer or ref should get jail time for intentional rabbit punching or the ref not doing anything about it? For example, Picard Colin got hit a lot behind the head and now he can't walk. What do you think about that, DT3?
I think any ref that is not doing his job, because your job is not only to ref the fight, but your job is to also protect both fighters. You protect both of them. So if you seeing one fighter constantly getting hit behind, you see it. You can't just not unsee somebody getting hit in the back of the head, man. So, and especially now with the replay and they going back and forth, going back, looking at film and seeing what you're actually doing. If you are constantly watching somebody get hit in the back of the head, getting hit with death blows, and they end up being crippled or, mentally disabled, you deserve some jail time or a massive, and I mean a massive fine. And you shouldn't even be able to referee fights ever.
And I can respect that 100% because these guys are putting their lives and bodies on the line. These are warriors. Treat them as such. Show them the respect by calling it fair and down the line. Shout out to Alexander Anderson. What's up, brother? And so, we're entering the last 5 minutes of the stream. So that means we're got to go in this rapid fire. Ask your questions. Give us your topics. Whatever you want to talk about, now's the time to put it in the comment section. We're going to go through it one by one real quick. And we're going to give you that unbiased fire that you need and that you love. Let's keep going. Everybody, if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button right now. Floyd X Boxing JJ says Willie Monroe took steroids so he would test positive and not fight Charlo.
It is what it is, man. I agree with that. If he did test positive, because Willie Monroe, I don't think he's really what was that, 160? I don't think he's a 160 pounder. I don't think he's a 60 pounder. I think he's a 54, 47 at the lowest 47, but I think he's more of a 54.
And Justice Booth says, why is the WPC protecting Wilder from White?
Because it's the WBC. That's what they do. But I got to touch on this. I got to touch on this before we go because a lot of people ask me. I got a lot of questions about it. I do have to let people know what the NBBC is. I got to give y'all a short little 2-minute narrative of what that is. And what that is the non-biased boxing community. Boxing crew. The community is the people, our subscribers. We are the crew. Is a specific, a certain amount of YouTubers like myself and IBFP. All we trying to do is basically what we doing right here on this live stream. Just give y'all unbiased, real raw dog boxing talk. We're not trying to push a boxing narrative. We just trying to keep it unbiased. And there are many other YouTubers like myself that push the same narrative. And I asked them to honestly come in and be a part of what I'm doing, and they're open to it. It is not something that they're forced to do. I don't tell them what to do on their platforms and what to talk about and how to talk about it. I don't do that. They still do their platforms the way they've been doing it way before I hit YouTube. These guys have been doing hard work, putting it out there, giving y'all real, unbiased, honest talk. And I appreciate them for what they've been doing, and that's all we trying to do is keep pushing this unbiased talk. We not pushing no church doctrine, none of that stuff. We ain't on none of that. And once again, I do apologize for anybody who was expecting the debate today. I'm not one to play games. I'm an honest dude. I'm not one to play games and push a negative narrative. I'm pushing positivity out here. So if anybody needs to talk bad about what I'm doing to make themselves look bigger, that's on them. Feel free. You want to watch the videos, become holler at me, and you can make your own decisions for yourself. But the NBBC is the non-biased boxing crew, which is me, IBFP, Bruce fucking Vane, shout out Bruce fucking Vane, Ring IQ, Sporting Icons, Counterpunch Boxing News, YB, The Last LDBC Slayers, Red by McGregor, Andrew Tucker's World, Myron Magnus, who else? Anybody else I neglected to mention that's unbiased out there, got many subscribers. You're welcome to be with it. So anybody that has something negative to say about it, none of these channels have came to me and said anything negative. Keep my name out your mouth. I don't want to be a part of it, nothing. They're more than welcome to tell me that at any given time, and they have not done so. So I just want to let people know that we are the NBBC, the non-biased boxing crew. All our subscribers are officially the NBBC, the non-biased boxing community. And your job is to get the word out, tell all these people that we here, and we just trying to push non-biased boxing and the truth, man. Let's get it.
And now, DT, we got 2 last questions, and we'll wrap it up. One from Maldonado S says, Shields versus Hammer, who you got?
Shields by KO in 8.
Ooh. The next question was, what do you think about Jaron Ennis?
Jaron Ennis. It's cool. I like him. I think he's going to be one of those dudes that's real big right now, but when he gets tested, it's going to be a different day. I think he still has a lot to work on, but he's good, though. He's good. He's sharp.
And then,
but I think he's going to fight somebody and it's going to show he needs more work.
And we'll touch on these last 2 topics, too. Justice Booth says, does Brazil have a realistic chance of beating Wilder? My opinion, I think he does, but he has to go after Wilder early. The longer that fight goes, the better chance Wilder puts him to sleep. DT?
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed. I'm basically on the same hype. He has to get him out of there early within at least maybe 4 to 5. Maybe 6. He had to get him out there because once he gets to between the later rounds and the championship rounds, when you start with fatigue starts to set in, and that right hand just gonna feel heavier and heavier and heavier. And I think Brazil will gonna end up going to sleep if he doesn't get him out of there early. Boxing
Monster says, "What do you think of Shakur video punching a regular guy on a street fight?" DT.
He should be suspended. You're a professional, Shakur. You're not. You ain't. Excuse my French, pardon my Swahili, but you ain't a nigga no more, Shakur. you ain't on the block no more with the rest of the niggas, Shakur, bro. You ain't out here like that, bro. You a professional boxer. You a professional athlete. You gotta act like one. You gotta carry yourself like one. You can't be out here punching. Now, if he had put his hands on you, now you got all the right to knock a motherfucker on their ass. But if you just out here trying to just punk people because you Shakur Stevenson and you just firing on motherfuckers, bro, let that shit go, bro, because that bullying mentality is gonna get you fucked up out here. Cut it out.
All right, and then the next one we got right here. Now it's just answer Alexander Anderson. That's a lot of A's. Errol Spence versus Ugas. We kind of touched on it earlier. My thoughts on Errol Spence versus Ugas. Both of these guys love the body attack. I think Ugas has a slight reach and height advantage over Spence. I think it'll be a great fight. Errol Spence is more I guess, experience at a higher level than Ugas, I guess, comparatively speaking. I think it'll be a very good fight, close fight. I think Ugas would need a high work rate to beat Spence, because if he doesn't, Spence bodies him.
Yeah, because Spence he's shown that he can throw some punches, but Ugas is he fights that Cuban style. He gets you in the corner, he gets you cornered up. He's pummeling. I mean, he's literally throwing punches like you in the blender. But I think Spence, his punches are a little more sharper. He does throw more punches, and they're sharper. They got a little more pop on them than Ugas. Ugas still got that amateur style, when the Bill get his points up type, and Spence got that more, he fight more pro-like, he got that more pro style. He more places his punches better.
Absolutely. And shout out to the Hardcore Casual. I appreciate the love, brother. And DT3, you want to go ahead and take us out?
Yeah, man. You gotta follow us, man. Follow me on Instagram at DT_boom. Follow me on Twitter at DBoyWSO. Subscribe to both of our channels, man. Subscribe to IBFP, man. If you ain't been subscribed to his channel, if this is the first time you never tuned in on your boy, subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to your boy DT3 the Boom, man. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time we hit y'all with some hot shit, because we only gonna hit you with that unbiased talk, dog. Holla at your boy, man. You already know who it is, man. It's your boy, DT3, New Media, Notification Gang, God Squad. It's what it is, man. We out this piece.